Okay, hopefully we should be broadcasting. Apologies if you... Just get myself set up here. Okay. Just need to check something. Stand by. I'm just checking the stream, just want to make sure my head's fairly straight. I've got a bit of a posture issue, so I don't want the stream to go out a bit skew with, so stand by callers. Just waiting for it to catch up. And that doesn't look too bad at the moment. Famous last words, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay. Tab. Hide SRS. Okay, so welcome aboard this second streamed sortie to Jersey, where we are going to take out a power station to temporarily disable the air defences, and then hopefully we're going to attack a submarine base. So I'll just run an auto brief if you haven't seen this. It hopefully will fill you in. Just obviously throughout this mission, viewers' discretion is advised. There may be adult themed content.
Red Squadron mission. Destroy a secret German submarine base. The Germans have developed a new class of attack submarine which is the most advanced submarine ever constructed. It must be destroyed. The base is located on the island of Jersey. OSS agent Ting Tong from Tooting is in position and is broadcasting a homing beacon on 370 kHz. The whole island is very heavily defended. Your only chance is to first disable the island's main power station located at the island's capital, St. Helier, which is to the south of the island. The power station is easy to identify. It is the largest building in St. Helier with multiple chimney stacks. Knocking out the power station will disable the entire island's air defenses for 3 minutes, allowing you to attack the submarine base before the Germans are able to bring the backup generators online. Your run-in to the power station must be from the south via St. Helier Bay, as all other areas are too heavily defended. The whole island has high concentrations of anti-aircraft artillery and flak batteries. St. Helier is your only option for your attack run. Ensure you are at wave height and maximum continuous speed. It's going to be a very active run to your target. Before you make your run, ensure you set your radio to channel A for Able. Ting Tong from Tooting will contact you with an update on your attack progress. Mosquitoes will strike the power station with support from Thunderbolts and Mustangs, which will also provide fighter escort. You must fly below 100 feet when you cross the channel to avoid enemy radar. Jerry has fighter squadrons in the area, so watch your 6. The entire channel area is a hive of Jerry activity, so keep your eyes peeled. This is no milk run. We have paid a high price just to gather basic intelligence. If you get shot down, make your way to Café René in Paris and seek French resistance operative Michel. Code word is Madonna with the big sausage. Remember, after you've knocked out the power station, you only have 3 minutes until the backup generators come online. Then, the whole island's air defenses will be fully operational. Once you have knocked out the power station, the submarine base is located to the north of the island. You should expect some local resistance at the base, but your primary targets are the submarine pens below the cliffs. Good luck, gentlemen. And remember, never give up, never surrender.
Well, there we go. That's our mission tonight, boys and girls. Just 1 second. looks like I'm still low on the left, but I'm square, so I don't know what I can do about that. So I do apologise. I'll have to sort that out for another night. But now I just want to get this. I just want to get this running. I'm just going to just wait for this to catch up for a sec. So I'm low on the left. So if I tip that to the left a little bit, I don't know whether that's going to make it a little bit better or not, or worse. But yeah, okay. It's not ideal. Just go with it, boys and girls. Just go with it. It is what it is. This is a stream test and mission test, really. So if we're a little bit wonky, we're a little bit wonky. It's 1940 now. Okay, I've done a few checks here already before we went live. So the elevator trim and the aileron and rudder trims are set. The compass jeez. The compass has been initially for our initial heading. It's been set for our initial heading. We'll cross-check that with the DI in front once we get going, because they need to be aligned, and the DI, the directional indicator, does drift. So we'll be constantly checking that with the magnetic compass. We will be using radio navigation on this flight as well, and we'll talk about that in a sec. So I'm doing this for my own benefit as well, although I have got a checklist. But I'm in VR, but I'll bring up the checklist in a minute. That's really for the final bit for takeoff. So trims are set, throttles are set, props are set, and we'll put some lights on, although the batteries are off at the moment, just to save a little bit of juice. Altimeter is set. Oh, that's just moved. Altimeter set to 100 feet. That's moving left, right, and centre. Must be a bit of a ism. That's all set there. We don't need any oxygen today because we're transiting through at 50 feet. We ain't going to need it. There's our arming panel down here. Bombs have been pre-selected, but they're safe at the moment, so that's all good. We will turn on the main power and switch on our mags. We can open these starter switches and booster coils already. Turn on the fuel pump. The fuel tanks, just double checked, are selected for the outer tanks. So we'll use the outboard tanks first, and then we'll switch them over and use the inboard tanks. We've got plenty of fuel on this flight, to be brutally honest. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started up so we can get these puppies warmed up, because that's going to take a little while. Whilst that's warming up, we can go through to the navigator's position and set up our navigation radio. So I just need to talk to the ground crew to get them to start priming the engines, because in real life there's a fellas underneath the wheel wells there pumping a little primer pump, pumping lovely fuel into the engines. So the fuel pump's running. We'll start the starboard engine first, because on the previous flight I did my starter due to my hardware change. So starboard engine, clear prop. Okay, there we go. Oil pressure's coming up. A little bit high there. Okay, that's good. Port engine. Clear prop. Oil pressure's coming up. Just let that tick over a little bit. Let that simmer nicely. Okay, let's jump into the navigator's position. Okay, so from here I need to turn on this little this power switch to turn on the main radio. This is not going to be pleasant because I need to readjust my view. So we just need to drop this piece of armour. There we go. And then we got two lovely radio sets. So the big one at the black with all the coloured knobs is the transmitter, and then this fella is the receiver. So to set our DF up, we were told in the brief that Ting Tong from Tooting is broadcasting on 370 kHz. So that's what we need to tune into. So we'll just turn that one on standby. We're going for DF, so we need to turn this this lovely clunky lever to DF for direction finding. Now if we have a look at this, I'm quite close, hopefully you can see it. You should see at the top on the yellow band we got 350, so we want 370. So we want the yellow band, so we turn, very difficult this, turn this one to the yellow band. We need to turn this knob here to visual, and what that will do is it will send direction finding to from the DF equipment up to the instrument on the instrument panel. So I'm now going to use the coarse knob, and I'm going to tune into, just make sure the volume's turned up for a moment, just demonstrate something to you. As we sweep through, we're going to potentially pick up other stations. Ooh. Now what we've tuned into here, this is 1941, is these boys were well ahead of their time, Kevin and Perry. They're actually broadcasting from behind ourselves. That's actually our squadron theme tune. So it proves, first off, it proves that the radio set's working on the correct band, and also we've got a homing signal to when we need to come back to base. We're not going to pick up Ting Tong from Tooting because we're on 370 kHz now. We're not actually going to pick Ting Tong up at the moment because we haven't got line of sight. So I'm not too worried about that. It's the island of Jersey is not too difficult to find, but a little bit of radio nav always helps. But what I'm really after is the direction finding from the instrument panel. So we'll check that in a sec. So that's all set. So we can pop up the armour plate because we don't want our navigator to buy it when we get a few issues. Okay. Hopefully that's not too skew with for you. So I'll lean forward so you should be able to see we've got the round black gauge on top of the arming panel. It says L and R with two levers, two needles. Once we get a signal, once we pick up Ting Tong's homing signal, try saying that, those needles will tell us whether we're, if they're pretty much centered in the center, then we're bang on, or whether we're right or left, and we can adjust as required. So that's all good. Okay, so our weapons, so our payload today is we've got 4 500-pounders. We have 2 on the wings, and on each wing pylon, and we have 2 in the bomb bay. And we're going to make an attack run onto the power station, releasing the bombs on the wingtips. Hopefully that'll disable the power station or interrupt the power supply, meaning that the island's air defences to a degree are out of action, because Jerry's made a bit of a boo-boo in the fact that they fed all their power supply into that one specialist power station, which they've defended quite heavily, and we have to break those air defences when we enter through the bay into St Helier, which is going to be quite interesting. Once we've disabled that, then to a degree we've got a bit of a free reign for 3 minutes. We've got 3 minutes to attack the sub base before air defences come live, but that's not going to, naturally that's not going to disable any local resistance or anybody with a machine gun in a Land Rover. Okay, we've just got our radio on. Solo flight this evening. Rest of the guys are having a night off, so I'll be flying this one solo. Pitot heat can go on, although we're not going to need it. Shouldn't need it. If we do, then we got issues. Okay, so a quick check left to right, double check trim. Propellers are fully forward. Lights are set. Altimeters set. Trim. 3 trims, trim. Oxygen's not needed. Here we've got our bomb doors. This is our undercarriage. And this is our flap indicator. So we need 15 degrees of flap for takeoff into de Havilland Mosquito. And we are pretty much fully loaded. So I'm just going to pop outside here and have a quick look at her. F2. So that's our chosen mount for today. And what a beauty she is. An absolute stunning airplane. Pop it. Okay, so we'll just do a control check. Controls are free and clear. Okay, doing good. Excellent. I'm running a force feedback yoke for this flight. I'm hoping it's connected correctly. It feels okay because they're dead at the moment. I can move that over and it's just nothing's moving, which is how it should be. But once we get some aerodynamic forces over the control surfaces, then it's going to be a different ball game. Okay, temperatures and pressures. Oil pressure is coming down nicely as the oil temperature starts to warm up. So up to about coming up to 30 degrees with 60 degrees of coolant. Rad shutters are open. So I think we're ready to taxi out. So this evening's flight, we're going to come on to the taxiway ahead of us, turn to the right past the B-17s down the flight line, and then slight pause for checks before the threshold, and then we'll line up, depart on the runway that's actually behind us, and then after takeoff, slight turn to port, heading towards the Needles on the Isle of Wight, because we're actually at RF Lympton, which is just on the coast, literally squeezed in between the Isle of Wight and the mainland. You're going to see a lot of sea. If all works, you're going to see a lot of sea tonight, and some other stuff as well. Okay, so let's go. Braking on this one is differential braking. It's a free caster in tail wheel. Try not to over rev the engines too much. Come on, baby. Get a bit of movement. There we go. Okay, control column feels good. If you watch part of the stream that we streamed 24 hours ago, it's P47 there, which is standard DCS supplied skin, which is actually painted by one of our squadron members. Very nice skin now if you've not seen it. Bit uphill here. That's the B-17s. That's the guys patrolling the airfield in their half track. Some ACAC boys over there. So we'll just come to a stop here. We've got some B-17s just flying over. We'll just listen to those. absolutely stunning. Okay, let's get on with our checks. Kneeboard. Kneeboard. Okay, brake pressure's all good. That's all set. Flaps. Okay, 15-degree flap. Let's check. Trim tabs. Nose down set. Rudder and elevator are checked. Propeller fully forward. Fuel is set for outer tanks. Yep, flaps down. Superchargers, we're good on that. Radiator flap switches open. Kneeboard, which they are. Okay. Hatch is secure. Windows closed. Straps are secure. And you can see down there we're picking up Ting Tong's signal, so she looks like she hasn't been captured yet. So that's we're getting a signal. Okay, so we'll get ourselves lined up. Try and use as much runway as possible. The runway that's behind you is useless runway. We are going to use all of this runway today. Okay, final checks. Trims set, flaps set, radiators are open. We are good to go. Okay, cleared for takeoff. No, we don't gun this. We only need 3,000 RPM because you can overboost the engines. Here we go. Bringing up the engines. Elevator's getting a bit of weight on it. 3,000. Come on, baby, get your tail up. There we go. Tail's coming up. Speed's coming up. 100 miles an hour. Trying to keep it straight. 110. Airborne. Don't pull her off too much. Gears travelling. RPM back to 2,500. Flaps up for the trim change. Looking good. Check the trim. Take some of that rudder out now. Speed build. Okay. Aircraft appears to be. Shit! Shut down engine now 1. Shut down engine 1. Okay, so we need to get it feathered. This mission is cursed. Okay, trims in. Bomb doors selected open. The bombs are safe. We're going to drop the bombs in the ocean. Should be the doors open. Just double check that. Yep, set. Okay, bombs released. Bomb doors closed. Safety speed low. Radiators are shut for the dead engine. Helps to try and reduce a bit of drag. Okay, we're a little bit slow on our safety speed. We certainly don't want to be turning too tight to our dead engine. So we'll let that build up. God damn it. 160, we should be looking at 170. We haven't got that yet. It's going to end in one way, badly. Just going to build up a little bit of height. God damn it. Okay, and we're going to turn to the good engine. Nice and steady. Good feather on number 1. We're below our safety speed, so we'll keep this nice and steady. Fucking curse this mission. What's your height? What's your height? What's your height? Trim. Maybe a bit more height. We're only 600 feet. 700 feet. 600 feet by the aerodrome. So we'll just try and squeeze a little bit of height out of this on the way back. 140, low. So basically we're on the beginning of a downwind, left hand for our active runway. Trying to crawl back a little bit of height. God damn it. This thing can be a bit of a handful, it will bite you badly. Still well below safety. Fuck, shit. Shut down engine 2. Okay, take the trim off, keep the speed up, keep the speed up. Keep the speed up, keep the speed up, keep the speed up. Keep the speed up. Take the trim out. Engine's feathered. Okay. Okay, we're in a downwind situation, speed 120, getting a bit low. We're going for a swim. Don't believe this. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right. What a load of bollocks that was. Right, anyway, I'm going to have to dissect that and see what's gone wrong. But that's it. I guess what? There's going to be a salty number 3. Right, anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Adios.